Welcome back to Draft or Pass. Today I will be highlighting Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who's really been one of the best wide receivers in football in recent years. You look at what he's been able to accomplish. He has top three finishes in PPR scoring in four of his last eight seasons, top 10 finishes in six of his last eight seasons. He's been top seven in fantasy points per game in six of the last 8 years, including four top four finishes in that department. He's someone that has come off the board often in round one in past seasons. That's not the case this year. This year, he's coming off the board towards the back end of round two, at times, front end of round three, generally as wide receiver 12 through 14 in that range. And last season, he had a down year. Didn't meet expectations. He finishes wide receiver 18 in PPR scoring, wide receiver 34 in fantasy points per game, despite playing all 17 games. He also failed to get to that 1,000 yard receiving yard mark there this since 2020, despite playing all those 17 games. Am I drafting him? No, I am fading Tyreek Hill at his current ADP for several reasons. Number one, he's another year older, entering the season at 31 years old. Number two, he's disgruntled. He's been very open, very vocal about not being happy here in Miami. And yes, things are okay now, but what happens when the offense isn't producing to expectations for him, or this team is struggling? They're not winning games early on in the season. What happens then? Is he going to want out again? Is he going to, throw a fit in the locker room? We don't know. That's something that we cannot control. Another thing we saw last year, him taking a lot of plays off. When you're really watching the Miami games, he'll come off for a couple plays, go back in, go back out. I don't want that from a top two or even top three round pick here in my fantasy football leagues. And lastly, but most importantly, this is a timing based offense, and they have one of the worst, if not the absolute worst offensive line in football. It's absolutely trash. So what happens when the timing is disrupted? The plays are not going to be able to develop. Look, I like Tyreek Hill, incredibly talented, still one of the fastest receivers in football. I do believe he'll have some massive weeks, but I also think he's going to be very inconsistent. Therefore, in redraft formats, I cannot pay second round capital, even the third round capital. If his price starts to drop, I will be more inclined to invest in him. But as things stand today, I am out on Tyreek Hill.